Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Inside the Force. Dave Cottingham here with Hannah Burr.
Hello.
How are you, Hannah?
I am well, and how are you?
Doing good, doing good. Good to see you. And Hannah is not sailing around on a boat this week.
Not this time.
Not this time.
And
Not this time.
excuse you, it's not a boat, it's a
I mean,
ship.
a ship. I'm sorry, a cruise ship. Yes. I know. My wife corrects me also about that. I say boat a lot. So technically it is a boat.
It's a ship. There is a difference.
A boat also is something that floats in the water. So
No, let's not get into that.
but we thank everybody for joining us and hanging out with us again. Even though again, a little light on Star Wars news right around now, but it's picking up a little bit. Mandalorian and Grogu is getting some play out there a little bit. There was a kind of a modified teaser that was released recently with Zootopia 2 that was in theaters, which I saw, which is really good, actually. Have you seen that yet?
I have not seen it yet, and I'm dying to see it. I know it's breaking records. My husband and I have not had time to go to the theater. We're like, at this point, we're gonna wait for streaming. Like,
Yeah, probably.
that's just kind of what it is right now. If you don't go the opening weekend, it's like,
Yes.
let's just
I
wait.
know. I totally agree. But it was Thanksgiving, so we had the night before Thanksgiving off. So it's
Yeah.
like we just ran and did it, and it was so to me it was so hard to top the first one because I really love the first one. But
Incredible.
I'm telling you, I'm not going to say it's better, but it's definitely on par. It's really good. It's really fun.
The
It's really
first
fun.
one really surprised us too. We actually, for a date, we're like, oh, let's go to the movies. I don't know. Oh, like we didn't see any advertisement for this movie really. We didn't see any reviews for it, but we saw Zootopia was there and we're like,
Right.
oh, that's a funny name. Let's see that. Like we're walking in thinking, oh, we're going to make fun of this movie, blah, blah, blah. And we left going, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that was great. But for
Same.
Thanksgiving was just, it's not that it was tough for us. It's just we traveled a lot for Thanksgiving. We drove
Mhm.
up to Kentucky. Sorry we didn't get to see you guys. We
Yeah.
had very little time. I mean, the drive up, we left at 5:15 in the morning and we got in at 11:15 at night.
Yeah. That's a long drive.
But coming
Yeah.
back, we left at 5. We got in at 5:15.
Yep.
So because of that,
My
we just
same
didn't have the energy to go to the
my
theater.
same experience when we drove down there this year was it was faster, way faster on the way down than it was coming back. So.
What you gonna do?
But Zootopia was really good. Zootopia 2 was really good. So I highly recommend it. And of course, thanks to our patrons, as always, for sticking with us and supporting the show. Go to patreon.com and check out the tiers if you'd like to join and contribute to the show there. Thrawn on our last episode, which was about Life Day a little bit. Says happy Life Day to us. He says he's finished the Mask of Evil novel and won't give any spoilers as to what happens, but was slightly disappointed
Oh,
as I thought this was a Vader novel, but I feel we didn't get too much Vader and focus more on the character Goth and his protocol droid. From what we did get of Vader was awesome and enjoyed the overall story, but could have done without Goth and had the entire story from Vader's point of view. Interested to see what you both think when you finish it. I would love that 7-foot Chewie, but I feel my wife would divorce me and I would be left on my own with only the Chewie for company. Glad you both are well. May the force be with you. Yeah.
yeah.
My wife wouldn't divorce me, but my daughter would be very upset with me if I didn't put the Chewbacca in her room. So
That's fair. That's
yeah,
fair.
that's fair.
I don't know what Zach would do, actually.
I think he'd be pretty happy. Maybe no.
I think I think he'd be like, why? But then
Yeah,
just let me do my thing. You know what I
true.
mean? He'd be like, why? But if it makes you happy, okay.
Yeah. That's good. That's a good point. That's a good point. So, not a lot of news as we kind of get close to the end of 2025, which is crazy.
I keep forgetting it's December.
I know.
Forgetting.
I mean, it's the 6th right now. I mean, we're less than 20 days to Christmas now.
Oh, no.
So, yeah. So we want to talk about a few things. I mentioned a couple episodes ago, we want to get into continuing our discussions about some older series and recapping some of that as we wait for new series coming. We're going to dive more into Rebels. We did a little bit last episode. We'll do more this episode. First off, though, want to mention this kind of news because I'm starting to think maybe we will have a little discussion here about this, but it was just recently announced that, of course, the 50th anniversary of Star Wars A New Hope, which, as everybody should know, that it was simply titled Star Wars when it first came out. It was not Episode 4 New Hope yet. But that debuted in May of 1997, and 50 years is going to be 2027. So it was announced, which little still has some time, right? It's not even 26 yet. But A New Hope will be back into theaters February, not May, but February 19th of 2027. And it is the original print from 1977. So not the special editions. Now, I did read that this thing has been remastered, so it will, it will be cleaned up a little bit, but it will be from the original print. So this has not been shown since, I believe, 1977, right? I mean, I think it might have been re-released sometime in the 80s, I believe, but I'm not 100% about that. But when it came in, when it was the 20th anniversary in 97, it was the special edition version that came out. So, because I think I've told this story a long time ago, but I remember vividly. Do you remember Circuit Cities, Anna?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I do.
It was like the pre-Best Buy, right? It was like the first time a store had movies and CDs, and then you can buy like electrical equipment and cables and stuff like that. It was very similar to Best Buy. It just didn't really have a bunch of appliances or, I don't remember having computers too much. Well, there weren't really a lot of computers then either. But so I remember going to our local Circuit City to buy CDs. I would buy CDs from there. And I remember walking in 1996, or I'm sorry, I think it was 1995, sometime late 95. And I remember seeing the Star Wars trilogy in VHS format, right? Because there was no DVDs yet. It was all VHS. And I remember it was new. It was the new boxing where you had half of Vader's face on A New Hope. You had half of Yoda's face on Empire Strikes Back, and you had half of a storm. No, I'm sorry. It was a stormtrooper on Episode 4, Yoda on Episode 5, and then no. I can't.
Wait, hold on.
Sorry.
I know exactly what you're talking about. My dad had it, and that was my first experience.
Yeah, and I remember it's Vader on Episode 4. It was a stormtrooper in Episode 5, and it was Yoda in Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
That's what it was. So I remember seeing it, and I remember reading it. It says it on the box because I actually have it still. It says it on the box. It says the last time this version is going to be released on VHS, right?
Right.
Last time. And I'll tell you a quick story, Hannah, because I don't think you heard this.
I don't think I did.
I remember thinking ahead, because I was a collector even then. This is 1995. I'm not even 20 yet. I'm like 18. And I remember
1995, you were
thinking,
18.
what's that?
1995, you were 18.
I turned 18 that year, so I was 17.
Okay.
Were you were born, right?
I was 2
3
years old.
Yeah. Okay. See, we're generational here. We're generational here.
Anyway.
So I thought ahead. I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy 2 of these. I'm going to keep one in the plastic packaging. I'm not even going to open it because this is the last time it's like that, right?
Oh, smart man, smart.
So I bought 2 of them and I opened one and I watched it. I remember popping because I have not. At that point, I had not watched the movies probably for about 10 years, to be honest. Because I did not have them on VHS, like in the 80s.
Oh, right.
Right? I just watched them like when they were on TV, and you didn't really have as many channels then, so it was like a special whenever it kind of was ran on TV, I watched them. So I kind of like really, I knew the story. I knew obviously Luke was his father, and there was a fight, but I didn't really, there was a lot in there I just didn't really grasp story-wise because I was young, right? So I remember grabbing those and going home and just popping them in and watching it. And I watched them, all 3 movies straight in a row. And that's when I truly, I loved it, but that was when I truly fell in love with it. Was that moment, 1995, watching those 3 originals, not knowing, because again, there was no internet.
Right.
Not knowing that they were making the prequels at the time. They were getting ready to shoot episode 1.
It's amazing.
Right? And not even knowing that they were releasing he was working on the special editions, which came out in early 1997. So anyway, my point is the funny part though, Hannah, the funny part is that plastic version.
Yeah.
I kept on the shelf, which I should have hid it.
Oh no.
Because unfortunately, my little nephew opened it up.
No.
Yeah, he didn't know I had a version already open somewhere.
That was your retirement fund, man.
I know, man.
I
know. I was so it. Like, what? So well, I do have it. I do have it intact, and it has not been watched. But it's not in plastic.
No one's going to believe you, man. No one's going to believe you.
Probably not. But
I'll take it if you don't want it.
Sure. I think I got to find. But see, what happened later is, it was the tall version.
Yeah.
Meaning there was like a little sleeve that had all 3 of them in it.
Yep.
But I didn't really know then, because I wasn't really a filmmaker yet. I didn't know the difference between widescreen and 4:3.
Ah.
So what I watched, because all the TVs back then we had were 4:3 TVs. So I watched 4:3 TVs, and I'll never forget. About 6 months later, I'm in a theater in 1996. I'm in a theater watching Ace Ventura. I'll never forget watching Ace Ventura, and all of a sudden, imagine a big, obviously big movie theater.
Yep, and all of a sudden.
Well, the trailer, if everyone remembers, it was the greatest marketing play. The trailer for the special editions release, it starts off with the little TV in the middle of the screen. And it was playing the Battle of Yavin, the TIE fighters and the X-Wings flying around. And the voiceover says, for an entire generation, the only way to experience Star Wars was on the TV screen. If you've only been able to experience it this way, you haven't experienced it at all. And then this X-Wing flies out of the TV, it fills the screen, and then all of a sudden it's like Star Wars on the big screen in front of you, and I'm like blown away. You got to look up that trailer, because you can find it on YouTube.
I will.
Call the special edition trilogy trailer, announcement trailer, or something like that.
Special edition.
But I remember that coming up, and then I remember it's showing you like all the new digital effects that are in there. Jabba the Hutt is now in episode 4, and I'm seeing all this stuff, and then it comes to me. Like there were shots that I knew familiar because I had watched the VHSs for 6 months straight for a while, right? There were clearly stuff on the sides of the screen that I were like, where did he expand the shot? This, because I'd not experienced this in widescreen before, right? So then I'm like, are you watching the trailer right now? Or are you just reacting to me? Oh, you're watching the trailer. Okay. It's pretty neat, right? I think you're muted now. Are you saying something? You're muted right now.
I gotta watch the rest of that later. Sorry, I muted it so there wouldn't be any.
Is it? Did it had the TV screen on there? Yes.
And you haven't seen it at all. It's so cool.
It's so crazy good. It's so crazy good. So I'm starting to understand at that point what widescreen is, right? So then fast forward years later, I find out, when kind of eBay starts coming out, I find out that the trilogy that I bought in the box set in 1995, you could get a widescreen version of those.
Wait, on a VHS you could get how?
Well, it's widescreen. They did pan and scan, what they call pan and scan, which is the 4:3.
Oh.
But they also had widescreen versions of movies, and so I found the box of that was a flat version, and you open the box and all 3 movies are next to each other. I'll show you. That actually is in my closet right here. I can show you guys that at some point. But anyway. I know that's a big story I just told, but that was kind of my, what I'm getting at is, that was the last time on VHS that the original Star Wars film was on. So if you didn't buy it then, or if you had it from the 80s, or if you had it from then, that was the last time. Because if everybody recalls, and maybe they don't, but when Lucas put out the special editions, like he basically said, these are the versions of the film now. Like the versions that I made in the 80s, 70s and 80s, like those don't exist anymore, because his mentality was a film is never finished. It's only abandoned. Like that was a famous quote he said in an interview. Because they're like, why would you go back and do this? He's like, because it's not finished. I didn't have the technology to make it what I wanted it to be. So I really appreciate that. Like, I know a lot of people have some mixed emotions about, and that's what I'm kind of wanting to get at with you is,
okay,
with this film coming back out in 97, it's the original version. Like, where are you with the original versus the special editions, and what Lucas has done to, in my mind, improve the film?
I mean, personally, for me, I did not like the extended editions. I didn't.
Special editions, right? Special editions? Oh,
yeah, whatever. Sorry. Special editions. I still don't.
Really?
They don't, to me, they don't add to it. They take away from it. And maybe that's because my dad, when I first saw Star Wars, like he has that trilogy you're talking about. And so I watched that. And then later I watched the special editions, and I was like to me, and maybe it's also because at that point I knew CGI, for me, it just took me out of it, because the CGI does not look great.
But you had to, so you're saying you watched, because you are younger.
Yes.
Your first experience was the old versions and not the special editions?
Yes.
Wow.
So
see, I think that's a rarity for your generation.
Oh, thank you.
Because even Casey, who, my co-host, like his first versions were the special editions.
My dad was adamant that I watched the OG before the special editions. And so to me, the special editions, I was like, that looks weird. Like, it just was so jarring for me. And while I do appreciate the idea that movies are never really finished, I think I'm on the side where I'm like, no, they are. Like, they're not finished in the sense of No, they're finished in the sense of they're a published thing. You don't need to go back and fix it. And yeah, I'm going to double down on that because, for example, I feel like that's what a lot of the I work for the company. I don't speak for the company. These are my opinions and mine alone. I feel like the live actions are a perfect example of trying to go back and trying to redo the originals, which I feel like is the
Oh, you
equivalent.
mean like the Disney movies you're
Yeah,
saying?
the Disney
Yeah.
live actions. And so for me, I feel like once you put a movie out there, is it finished? Probably not, but you should not go back and try to fix it, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's what he tried to do with the special editions, and I don't think that was needed. Like the one scene that sticks out to me is in A New Hope, the scene where we see Jabba the Hutt.
Mm-hmm.
That's not needed. We don't need that scene. We don't. I don't think we do. I don't think we do. That's just my opinion. I don't think we do.
Yeah.
I think the movie is fine. Han's throwaway line of "this is the perfect thing to get Jabba off my butt," like, and move on from there. And Greedo being like, "Yeah, I was sent by Jabba." That's all we needed. That's
Mm-hmm.
all we needed. So for me, I really want to see the OG in theaters. I
Yeah.
absolutely do. I don't want to see the special edition.
So I will say, I'll go there a little bit where you just said, because like the Jabba scene is interesting because if I can recall, of the three movies, that is the only scene that was actually inserted.
Yes.
I think
As far as I can remember.
yeah, I think everything else was the same. It just kind of got switched out with effects, better effects, or
Or they
replaced
added
effects.
something
Yeah,
or
correct. They added CG in the background, so that one was curious that got put in. Now, in my opinion, because I remember again watching the originals straight through, it was neat. It was kind of neat to know that they were talking about this Jabba character and you had not seen him yet. And then all of a sudden you see him and he's this big slug, right? But I will say storytelling wise, especially a storytelling that is built in a trilogy, it does set up the full story that you're introduced to Han's nemesis, like the guy that he is trying to avoid all three movies, right? Or well, at least the first two movies. And I also think, because some people may not remember, but not only did he put that scene in and put Jabba in, but at the very end, who comes in the frame is Boba Fett. So not only are you introducing Jabba, but you have this character that just walks in, looks around, you're like, if you've never seen the movies before, you're like, who is that guy? And then all of a sudden in Empire, he becomes the guy that catches him and all that stuff. So storytelling wise, as far as the layout goes of the trilogy, I think it works. Do you need it? Maybe not, but I do think it adds to Han's fear of not paying this guy off. Because Jabba and that's the thing too, is Jabba, you don't even really know it. Even in the whole movies, all three movies, you don't really know it. I mean, Jabba is a massive gangster in the galaxy. It's never really laid out. I mean, this guy sends bounties to go, bounty hunters to go get his prizes or something. If somebody doesn't pay him, he goes and gets them frozen, and then all of a sudden he's hanging them on his wall. It's like, I mean, that's gangster. But it's not until now really that, as we have all these stories now, we kind of understand the galaxy now, that the Hutts are massive in the, massive presence. And the Empire, the Republic, like they could never control them. and when you're watching it, when we were young and when I was young, you didn't know that. Like, you just didn't really know how big the Hutts were, or if he was even the only Hutt. Like, you didn't even know about a Hutt cartel. There was nothing like that ever mentioned, right? So knowing that now, and you watch that scene, I mean, I think you can feel the gravity of what Han is faced with when he's saying, like, this is it. Like, Jabba's like, this is it. You've messed with me again, you're done. And that's like, again, that's like the Godfather telling you, like, you're gonna find a horse head in your you're gonna find a horse head in your bed. Like, it's a pretty massive situation. So anyway, so I'm somewhat with you in the sense, when in the 90s, when I saw that, I thought it was just fun. I thought it was cool to see, a CG character in a movie now, because Star Wars, again, didn't have CG characters up until then. It's like, it's cool to see that, but now I think it's actually, it's become more important to me to have it in there because of the storyline and the gravity that I know about the Hutt cartel now. So that's where I'm at with it.
Maybe I need to watch the scene again, because honestly, man, I saw that like 3 times. I could not tell you what happened in that scene. I don't remember anything about that scene at all, except at one point Hans steps over the Hutt.
He does step over his tail.
Like, yes. Like, that's all I remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything else from that scene, and I've seen it like 3 times.
Yeah. I mean, basically tells him, like, he basically confronts him about killing Greedo.
I'm sure that's what happened. Like,
yeah, he's like, well, no. He's like, why did you kill Greedo? He's like, well, don't send those guys to come see me yourself. He's like, okay, well, I'm seeing you now, and basically you cross me again. He's like, or he's saying he's basically going to take him down. He's like, well, I got this new job. I'm taking these guys. It's easy money. I'll get you paid plus more money plus extra. He's like, okay, but if you don't get me this time, it's not just Greedo I'm going to send it at you. I'm going to send everybody after you.
All right. So maybe I need to rewatch it then.
So then you know that he's in trouble, and like, he needs this. Like, he needs this money.
Okay.
So anyway,
I get that. I get it.
Well, too bad when you watch this in theaters, you're not going to see that scene.
I don't care. Give me the OG.
So I'm interested. Because that's the other place I was going to go. Because to me, like, I obviously now think of my daughters when they watch, right? And they've only seen the special editions, the ones that are on Disney Plus right now. And even those, with improved effects, to them, it's like, God, this is ancient. This looks old.
I mean, that CGI does look old. It does.
Yeah, but mainly the parts that aren't CGI.
Oh,
right?
Yeah,
like,
those look old.
Yeah, like, even when they're running down the hallway of the Death Star, it's like, this looks so, underproduced. It's like, I'm like, well, girl, this thing's 50 years old. But to them, it's a little more of a stark contrast, where you have the camera, which is just a film camera from the 70s, and then all of a sudden you got this pristine looking CGI, especially with the TIE fighters and the X-Wings flying around. I mean, it's cool to see, but I will say that if you go back and watch the original released movie, which I've seen obviously 100 times, there were shots in there. There were models, there were effect shots in there that were really bad.
Of course.
I mean, really bad. Not just okay bad.
No, they were bad.
Really bad.
They were bad.
And I appreciate him, because I would have done the same thing. If I were Lucas, I would have been looking like that, like, oh my God, I can't believe I put this movie out that had that in there. But the fact that he had the ability, because think about it too, Hannah, most filmmakers don't even ever have the opportunity to go back and do anything with their films. Nope. Like, they sell it to a studio, unless you own it, like he did. That's it. It gets released, you're done.
Yeah.
And you see director's cuts, like, most directors don't get their own cuts.
Exactly. It's very rare if you get to see a director's cut.
So I appreciate him being able to say, you know what, now the technology's here, I own this thing, I'm going to make it the way I want it because I want, this is my legacy. So I'm glad he did. Now, I think there's a point where you probably could have stopped, because as people should know too, is that we got several versions of a special editions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So things got added, and arguably, like for example, Han and Greedo, that got changed several times. First Greedo shot first, then Han shot first. Or I'm sorry, first Han shot first, then Greedo shot first.
Han shot first. Let's be crystal clear, man.
Well, now they shoot at the same time.
Yeah, it's so weird. Oh, there is another scene we got. The other scene that was inserted was the in the hut, that random song by the band.
Well, it got replaced, but yes,
it got replaced, right. But it was also extended. Like it wasn't.
That's right.
Yeah, so that is another insertion. I just remembered.
Yeah, they changed the song. They changed that song, and they actually changed the Ewok celebration song at the end.
They did, which I prefer the OG celebration song, but that's just
I liked what I liked about the new song in Jabba's palace was Snai Snoodles. I liked that they replaced her with a CG character because she looked like a puppet that couldn't move.
That is true.
It was horrible. You could see the string that was attached to her nose to the mic. It was really bad. It was really bad. So I'm glad that they improved it.
Okay, so this is the perfect example. If anybody were to come out and say, hey, we're doing a remake of Lord of the Rings.
I mean, they probably will at some point. They will at some point.
No.
They're redoing Harry Potter.
But that is different because they're not doing movies, they're doing TV series.
It's still redoing it. It's still redoing it.
No. It is different because now we're actually going to be able to explore every chapter of the book. There are parts that they took out of the movies that my husband and I will still rant about, that we're mad about.
Well, and that's the only reason they're not doing it as movies, is because they are expanding it so they can do more. Different.
They're turning it into a TV series, which I think is better than the movies. Now, if you told me, hey, we're going to do a remake of Lord of the Rings, but we're going to make it a TV series, okay, now I'm listening. Because there were things they took out of the Lord of the Rings that I was like, but I still, I think the trilogy of Lord of the Rings is something that should never be touched ever. I think the OG trilogy of Star Wars should never be touched ever. And I do appreciate that Lucas was like, no, I want to improve it. Great. You own it. Mm-hmm. That is your right to do. Fine. But it's still an incredible study. You know what I mean? It's an incredible look at somebody who said, I'm going to take a risk. And this is the risk I'm going to take. How magical is that? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Especially for somebody who's a kid who wants to get into filmmaking.
Yep.
And saying, hey, here's something I've never seen before. Does it look the best? No. But someone took a risk. Mm-hmm. And look how popular it became. So that's kind of where I stand on it. I do agree. You own it, then that is yours to do whatever you want to do with it. If you want to improve it, great, whatever. But I still think you have to treasure that OG-ness. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do. But it's still, to me, again, it's not, and I don't think you're saying this, but like I'm saying, to me, making the special editions wasn't making a new version. It's still,
no, of course.
Like it's not it's not like remaking it, right?
No, but it is taking something and trying to add something to it.
Well, trying to improve it.
Yeah.
Because think about it. Technically, if you really think about it, George was probably 18 years ahead of technology when he made this movie.
He absolutely was.
He had to invent technology just to do this movie.
And he continued to invent technology to do. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's the first person to ever use motion capture in a movie.
I don't know, but I don't. Well, when did he use motion
Jar Jar
capture?
Binks.
Well, he was the first fully talking CG character. Correct. You're right.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
So, but I'm pretty sure also motion capture because I remember watching the behind the scenes thing. There's a scene where they put all these white dots on Ahmed
Ahmed. Yep.
and had him like move around. And I remember somebody saying, "Oh, so we wasted all this time doing this." And George is like, "No, no, 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 no. If we just translate this to this." So I wonder if it is at least one of the first motion captured CGI characters in a
Yeah,
movie.
I'm not sure about that, but you're right. It was definitely the first animated, like, speaking interactive character with live action that was done, like CG. That was obviously because like they did it before and like with animation, like with like Who Framed Roger Rabbit and stuff like that. But I don't know if I don't know if there was any motion capturing before that.
But to be fair, Lucasfilms graphics group, which later became Pixar, and this is according to Google AI, so we all know how trustworthy that is.
Correct. Yeah.
But it says the first fully CGI character in a live action film was the stained glass knight from Young Sherlock Holmes from 1985, created by Lucasfilms graphics group, later known as Pixar.
Yeah, but it wasn't speaking.
No. So first speaking.
And then I'm pretty sure it's Jar Jar. Full character, like
A groundbreaking moment for integrating realistic digital characters with live action, paving the way for characters like Gollum and Jar Jar Binks.
What was?
Jar Jar Binks was the first fully computer-generated character in a live-action film with motion capture.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So, broke
one of the first, I think, after the thing you just mentioned was like full CG interaction was the water in the abyss, which was I think in '89 by James Cameron. Like that
Probably.
was ILM did that too, and that was what I believe that was what triggered Steven Spielberg to say, okay, we can make dinosaurs now, and that's why he started doing Jurassic Park.
But Jar Jar Binks is the first, at least according to Google AI.
No, I think you're right.
Speaking.
Yeah,
and because a lot of people think Gollum is the first fully CGI speaking, and it's like no. It happened before. Now, has there been leaps and bounds since between Jar Jar and Gollum? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I think because Jar Jar was huge with that.
Huge, yes. And it is important to say yes, motion capture. I think is because you're right. I believe you're right. That's he was the first motion capture CG interactive character because if we just went and said it right, Jabba was released in '97 as a CG character.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he wasn't motion captured.
No.
So he was full CG. So, and of course we know Jurassic Park had a bunch of CG characters in it. CG dinosaurs.
They weren't interactive either.
No interactive. Yeah. No motion capture and stuff like that. Yeah. So you're right. So yeah. So technology. I mean, George. So what was the whole story? The whole point of that whole story was he was ahead of his time when he made Star Wars. So just think about if you really think like if he kept that script and said, you know what, I'm just going to hang on to this, and all of a sudden Jurassic Park comes out and he says, you know what, I can make this now. Do you agree? Because I fully 100% believe this. If he made Star Wars in the 90s when he had the technology, it would not be the same movie. It would have not been the same movie. Because he had to write that trilogy based on the technology he had. Why was it based in a desert? Because he couldn't go shoot anywhere else. Why was Empire based in snow? Because there's snow he can go to in the planet. Why was Return of the Jedi set in a forest? Because we had forests here. He couldn't do different environments because he couldn't create those environments.
Dave, it's too late for you to be breaking my brain.
Okay. I'm just saying he would have.
Oh
I mean,
my
I think the
gosh.
underlying story would have still been there, the Skywalkers. But the scenery and what, the planets we went to and all that stuff like would have been completely different.
You're right.
So you have to create based on what you have in front of you right now. The advantage, like you saying, with some young filmmakers now, I mean, there's so much technology now.
Yeah.
So much amazing things can get made now out of your computer in front of you, so that's what makes someone like George back then just it's amazing what he was able to do. I mean, my daughters, like, there's no way they can appreciate and really know what a filmmaker went through in the 70s trying to make us
should.
right. I mean, I was just telling my daughter the other day, she wanted to start watching Stranger Things, right?
Oh.
So I went back and watched the first season with her as she was watching it for the first time, and I told her, I was like, just be prepared. This takes place in the 80s. There's no cell phones. There's no computers. People are grabbing the phone from the wall, right? It's tied to the wall, and she's like,
I remember that.
she's like, what? So I'm like, this isn't like on some distant planet. You're seeing Earth like 45 years ago. So like, I'm like, so just be prepared.
45 years ago. Oh my God. 45 years ago was the 80s.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 1980 was 45 years ago. So,
okay.
my birthday's in like 5 days. So
Happy early birthday.
Wait, 4 days. Thanks.
Happy early birthday.
Yeah, I'm the same age as Star Wars, so everybody knows that. So, but technology. Then you can't just no one could just pick up a camera and go make a movie back then. Like,
no,
you needed a lot of money to make a movie.
Now all you need is this.
Exactly. So anyway, this became a massive conversation.
I love it. Every time you're like, "Oh, this will probably be a short episode," I'm like, "No, it's not."
But I am I'm very curious to like our listeners and like guys that obviously interact with us a lot, our patrons. I'm really interested on their thoughts on the originals versus special editions. And, Now I think in the article that I read about the release, this is obviously the only time you're going to be able to see it. Like,
right.
It's going to be out for a little while and then that's it. And I still don't believe that you'll ever get the original trilogy on Disney Plus, the original original release on Disney Plus, because Lucas was very adamant about those are not the versions now. So I'm actually a little surprised that Disney is actually putting out the original film. A little bit. But I get it. It's 50th anniversary, so.
Yeah. You gotta.
And I'm also curious why it's in February. Then maybe it has to do with some movies getting released then.
No idea.
But Star Wars Celebration also is happening in April of 27, which is the 50th anniversary. So I imagine they're probably going to screen a lot of A New Hope during the celebration. So anyway, okay. Anything more on that you want to?
I think
I
we're
can
good.
go all. I can kind of go all day talking about that. But, okay, let's just talk real quick about Rebels real fast, because I do want to talk a little bit about that. But and really on this one, Hannah, this question really just centered around series impact. When we talked about the Clone Wars a few episodes ago for about 5 episodes, the first time we started talking about it, we kind of did the same thing. Was what was the impact of the Clone Wars series, especially that being like the first non-film canon material that was introduced into the Skywalker saga or the timeline of Star Wars. So Disney buys Lucasfilm and Star Wars, and the first thing they put out is Star Wars Rebels. But a familiar face is attached to it. Dave Filoni is the one headlining and creating Star Wars Rebels. Now, we talked about in the last episode kind of our fondest memories of it and things like that and what we remember most. Now, it's just overall what the series impact. And there's 4 seasons, and it takes place, the early part of the rebellion, showing a group of rebels, hence rebels, and their impact on the overall rebellion against the Empire as we lead up to A New Hope. So, looking back now, because it's been a while since it went off the air, what do you think? How big of an impact is Rebels on the Star Wars universe?
I'll be honest, at first I would say it's minimal impact because of how they rescued Mon Mothma. So I'm like, that's a pretty significant moment. But ever since Ahsoka dropped, it's a bigger impact.
Right.
So I think at first it's not that big of an impact. I think the 2 biggest impact, if we're going pre-Ahsoka, the TV show, I think the 2 biggest moments that have the biggest impact are 3. One is we find out that Maul is still alive, because that's the first time we find that out. 2, when Ahsoka realizes Anakin is Vader. That's pretty big, because that really Clone Wars wise, we never know, because that was always a question. 3, when they rescued Mon Mothma. Those were the 3 biggest impacts that this had on the Skywalker saga. Now that the Ahsoka TV show is out, all of it impacts everything. Even Andor referencing the fact that there's a team that's supposed to pick up Mon Mothma. Now they've created an even bigger impact, which I think is a very smart marketing move for people who haven't seen Rebels, who have seen those. They're like, wait, what about this group? And then they go back and watch Rebels. So that's my take on it, is that it did have a pretty significant impact on 3 different cases. But now with these additional shows, you need to know Rebels to understand X, Y, and Z about those shows. What are your thoughts?
Very good. Yeah, very good. No, very good explanation. I think, I agree with you. I think the first season was very minimally impacted because we were just so focused on Lothal, which is where this begins. And of course, Lothal is never mentioned before, and it wasn't really a place where the Empire was involved in yet, and the Rebels weren't really involved there. But it wasn't until season 2 when they left Lothal, and you started expanding a little bit further out, and they started running into other groups of rebels, starting to run into actually what's happening. Vader gets introduced, like you said. He's starting to find out about Kanan, and that first episode of season 2 where he's fighting Kanan and Ezra, and he's just doing whatever he wants with them. I mean, that is like so good. But you're right, and then they bring Ahsoka in and Rex in, and it's like, okay, now this is it started feeling like this was because Filoni couldn't complete the Clone Wars, because remember, he hadn't gone back and done the final season of Clone Wars yet.
Yeah.
This was his way to finish up those stories. Get Ahsoka back, get Rex back, get Maul back. It's like, how do I finish this without being able to go back and do Clone Wars? So that's what it kind of felt like. But then ultimately, you're 100% right. Like the impact that Maul had, and then we will even see more of that when his show comes out.
Can't wait.
And then, I mean, they showed Obi-Wan killing Maul in Rebels.
Yep.
Sorry, spoilers out there. Anybody see that?
At this point, it's so many years
I know.
past. Like,
I'm
come
kind of
on.
joking, but
I know, like, okay, that timeout, slight tangent. That is something that kind of ticks me off when people are like, "Oh yeah," and Darth Vader's Anakin's father. Spoilers. It's like,
yeah, you know it by now. You know it by now.
like if it was a 6-year-old, yeah, sure, that's a
Yeah,
spoiler. Because I don't know if you've seen the videos of kids who have seen Empire for the first time and they don't know.
I have seen some of that. Yeah,
It's so
yeah,
magical to watch them
yes,
go, "Oh, that's his
yes.
dad." Like,
I love it. Yeah, I love it.
anyway, sorry. Back to the topic at hand.
No, that's right. But I think of all the ones you mentioned, the other big one that has even more become more impactful because of Ahsoka also is the World Between Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
So, which in the end is going to be, I think, going to play a part in a lot of different storylines
Right.
going forward. So,
I mean, I think you could also look back and argue that another big impact was the fact that we saw Senator Organa and Leia.
yeah,
We saw them
yeah,
in an episode. Like, you could argue, but at the same time, if you really sit and think about it, of course she's going to be she would have been involved for a while. Like,
she would have.
especially so. Yeah, I think the impact of that series has infinitely increased since the introduction of these new shows.
Yeah. And I mean, we'll see in the end how impactful this character is, but they did introduce Thrawn in Rebels.
They did.
But some would argue he's not the Thrawn that everybody really knew. And he still hasn't really gotten there yet. So
The thing is with Thrawn is that you have to see him interact with the Jedi, which he hasn't really. We haven't
no.
really seen him interact with the Jedi. Like one of the most terrifying moments, and I remember this vividly, was Ezra was hiding in the cockpit, and Thrawn walks like he was well hidden too. And Thrawn walks in, talks to some other people, and they all leave, and he just stands there and goes, like, I forget the exact line, but he basically called out Ezra saying, like, "You think you're so good at hiding." And I'm like,
Yeah.
you didn't even look around the room. How did you see him? Like,
Yeah.
that's when I was like, oh, this guy's not to be messed with. Which, as
Yeah,
we read the books, we think he is one of the rare males that has what did they call it? The third eye, third sight?
Third sight, I think,
Third
right?
sight.
Yeah.
Like he has third sight, so he is force sensitive. Like, oh my gosh. Like, oh.
Yeah, I think that we've definitely seen Thrawn the strategist. He has, because he's a very methodical, analytical character, and especially in the books, like the Zahn books, not the old ones, the new ones.
Oh
the
my
new ones.
gosh. Incredible.
Yeah. Yes. But I think there was a ruthlessness to him in the Legends version of him
Yes.
that we have not really seen. And I think we're going to see it though. I think it's coming.
Oh, even in the books, you can sense that he's ruthless. Like there are
Yeah.
moments where you're like, "Ooh, yikes!"
Yeah. They kind of painted him though, in the new Zahn trilogy, they kind of painted him as a guy that kind of fell into this role with the Empire, because he was discovered, he was found, and then brought in, and
I think he earned his way. Like it's very
no, he earned his way going, but he wasn't with the Empire from the beginning. You know what I mean?
right.
Like he wasn't like sold by the Empire. He just stuck with them because they were the one in power at the time.
Yes.
And it was kind of his thing. So he wasn't really affiliated with the Empire as you would think of like Tarkin or somebody, right?
Oh, right. No.
So that's what I mean by like he wasn't the mentality of being ruthless because of the Empire wasn't really there. It was that's what he had in the original, Legends version, because I don't know for sure, but I believe the Legends versions, it was just implied that he had always been part of the Empire up until the Empire fell, and then he wanted to continue the Empire through the whole Heir to the Empire trilogy, right? So
I think you're right.
No, I think Rebels, I think we both agree. Yeah, it's been pretty significant.
Or at least it's turned more significant.
That's right. Yes. It's one of the things where, because these characters are still going, it's something that you can always kind of refer back to, and it becomes more and more relevant.
Yep.
Perspective of it changes. Yeah, it's plus it is overall, it's a really good series. It is. It's a really good series.
Oh, it is.
It's really good. There's a lot more Jedi mythology in there that I didn't think we'd ever get, but we did. I mean, the whole stuff with, like you said, the whole stuff with Anakin and Ahsoka, or Vader and Ahsoka, is just...
It's rough.
I'm surprised. I'm so stunned they went there. It was incredible.
It's rough. It is.
Because did you see it when it was live happening, or did you catch up later on it? Because I was watching it while it was airing.
No, I watched it later, but I didn't know that scene existed. So it is as if I watched it live.
Yes.
Because I didn't know that scene existed, and I just was like, I think I cried. I was weeping because I was just so heartbroken by that moment.
Especially when she revealed his face, and you heard Lanter's voice, Matt Lanter's voice, right? At the time, was because James Earl Jones was doing Vader's voice, and then she broke the mask, and then you heard Matt Lanter's voice. It's like, wow, that is awesome. And then they did the same thing later.
GH rough.
And then they did the same thing, obviously, with Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
When Obi-Wan did it, and you heard Hayden's voice. That was awesome. So, all right. So we will continue talking some more Rebels as the weeks come by, but also, coming in the next couple weeks, are, what we do every year is we kind of recap everything that happened in 25, and then we'll do an episode where we will look forward to everything we're getting in 2026, which is apparently, the list I'm looking at is it's going to be a lot.
It's going to be a lot.
It's going to be a lot. So so more to come. Hopefully our schedules keep lining up okay. And, holidays is always going to be a little rough, but we will keep continuing. We've already got our next commentary plan to do.
Yes, we do.
We'll mention that in the next episode, kind of get you all lined up, but it looks like it might be here in about a week and a half. So I didn't even comment on the ears. Love the ears, Hannah. So,
Thank you.
It's that Empire. That's Empire, pretty much.
Empire,
right? Empire Strikes Back.
35. 45th anniversary.
Oh, what is it? 35th anniversary?
45th.
45th anniversary. Yes.
45th.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, I couldn't wear them last time when I got them, so I wore them now.
Nice. and ironically, that's the next commentary.
Right?
We're doing, right? Empire Strikes.
It's one of my favorite movies of all time, Empire.
Yeah, I still have the poster sitting there for when we do the commentaries.
Still, as I said, one of my most favorite movies of all time.
Actually, I just saw something. I should have saved it. I saw a tweet, or I saw some post that said that The Empire Strikes Back was just voted the #1 sci-fi film of all time.
Well deserved.
Yes.
Well deserved.
Totally agree. All right, Hannah, I appreciate you as always.
Appreciate you.
Yes, thanks for hanging out with me on this, and thanks to our patrons as always for the support, and everybody listening out there, no matter what, if you're Patreon or not, we appreciate you listening to us, watching us. go hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Get our episodes, get our YouTube channels, and then go to Patreon if you want to support the show. Have a great weekend, everybody, and happy holidays. We got more to come. Hannah, take care.
You
Get
take
some
care
sleep.
of all day.
I know you had some early mornings this week.
And I still got more to come.
Yeah. I've been actually pulling some late nights. We're actually in the middle of helping a film right now being shot here. So like I've been working all day, then I've been hitting the set because it's been nighttime shoots. I got my daughter actually got her first little extra role in the film. So yeah.
Yay!
And I'm actually playing the principal next week in this movie.
Look at you being all star-ish.
Yeah. It's so weird because, I mean, kind of going on a tangent here. I was trying to wrap this up, but well, you know me because I was your boss for a little while. So
yes, you were.
But like when you, when you're positioning the company Wrigley I work for, right? When we are backing some films, naturally I become like an executive producer of these things, right?
Of course, yeah.
And because we're helping, some financing, we're helping help make this thing.
You are playing the role of an executive producer.
Right. So, but it's weird being an executive producer walking like on a set because everybody knows that, and you can see like the mood change a little bit. And I'm trying to like be like, guys, I'm not that guy.
You're the high. You just hit the high celebrity level when everybody's like, "Oh no, Dave's on set. Everybody, behave."
Well, it's so weird because we shot one of the first times I showed up on set. We were shooting in this hospital, and my daughter went. I brought Eliza there because Eliza was like, "I want to see what a movie set looks like." So I'm like, "Come on." It's so funny because we were going down this hallway and they were shooting down in this room, medical room, and the video village was at the very end of the hallway. So we waited till they were between takes, and they're like, "Okay, guys, let's get you to the video village." And we were walking down this hallway. You can just see everybody's kind of working in the hallway. You can see everybody just start like moving out of the way. It was the weirdest thing. And Liza, I was like, "Girl, you got spoiled showing up on a set like this because everybody's treating you like, And then me and these guys, the other producers, were talking business, and my daughter's standing there, and then God love her, the production designer walked up to her and said, "Sweetie, I know you don't want to hear them. You want to help me dress the set?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure." And so she went and helped her like dress the set. So yeah, it was really sweet. That's so she kind of amazing. She got the special treatment. So anyway.
Oh, that's awesome.
Anyway, I will announce. I can't talk about the movie. I can't talk about the title of the movie yet, but I will tell everybody to go see it at some point. It's got some really good cast in there. So
good. Glad to hear.
It's gonna be fun. Thanks, Hannah. Now I'm getting to the end.
Thanks, Dave.
Take care. Get some rest.
I'm
gonna go do the same.
Please do.
We will see you all next week. Thanks so much for being with us. May the Force be with you.